This morning, a billionaire and Silicon Valley pioneer is defending some controversial comments. His target, progressives. Tom Perkins warns of a dangerous drift in American thinking from the left. In a letter to the Wall Street Journal, Perkins writes, "I would call attention to the parallels of fascist Nazi Germany to its war on its 1%, namely its Jews, to the progressive war on the American 1%, namely the rich."
The venture capital firm he co-founded quickly distanced itself on Twitter Saturday. The company said, quote, "Tom Perkins has not been involved in KPCB in years. We were shocked by his views expressed today in the Wall Street Journal and do not agree." CBS News contributor and analyst Mellody Hobson is in Los Angeles. Mellody, good morning.
Good morning.
I mean, it seems to me that it's a dangerous place to take one specific man and try to expand that into other business leaders. Don't you agree?
Well, there's been some rhetoric like this before. Steve Schwartzman had said some things that equated some issues around taxation with the Holocaust. Completely inappropriate, not right. I would encourage Mr. Perkins to study his history because the Holocaust had nothing to do with economics. It was about ethnic cleansing. He should look to things like the French and Russian revolutions where the masses tried to overthrow the rich, but completely inappropriate.
So what's behind all the animosity, do you think? Why is this coming up in this way?
I think there's been an issue around corporate leaders in this country being like celebrities in some way. There's a lot of attention on them. The internet age has put them front and center. And the big issue has been their compensation and the difference between what they make and their rank and file worker. If you look today, the typical CEO makes 354 times more than the typical worker in his or her company, mostly his because there are so few women running companies. And yet if you look back to 1980, that difference was just 42 times. So it's been that kind of income inequality that has started a lot of backlash and chatter, and I think put CEOs in the hot seat. But they make the big bucks for a reason, and I think they have to have a thicker skin around these issues.
Mellody, we know that the president, in his State of the Union address tomorrow night, is going to address the issue of income inequality. He calls it one of the defining challenges of our time. How do you think that will be received by people in the business community, and on the other side, for the middle class who thinks this is a huge issue that needs to be addressed not only by business leaders, but by the government?
Well, one, I've heard the president directly speak on these issues. I heard him right before Thanksgiving firsthand talk about this issue of the middle class and making sure not only we shore it up, but we continue to grow it because it is essential to the American narrative as well as our competitiveness around the world. Additionally, what I would call it is positive populism. That's what he's talking about. He's looking at some of these issues. The business community, I think, more or less will be neutral in how they receive this. What they hate is uncertainty. When they don't know what will happen to them, that's when they get nervous.
All right, Mellody Hobson, we thank you.